Right then, good golf swing, that's all we need. Good golf swing. Here we go. That was not a good golf swing. Right, I guess we've all probably hit a few shots like that in our time playing, where we have contacted the ground about 6 or 7 inches before and then got a nice thinny one. So we've managed to get the perfect combination of a fat and a thinny one shot. So why has that happened, guys? In today's lesson, we're going to be fixing that. So that shot, like I say, it didn't look good, and for the keen-eyed viewer, I would imagine you saw me move quite significantly to this side of the screen as I made my backswing. And what that is known as is a sway in the backswing. And what tends to happen with that, it's something as we start to move the club backwards and go up towards the top of our backswing, we see the center of our body and all our weight transferring away from the target too much. The legs don't look very stable and it looks quite uncomfortable and doesn't look like a solid golf swing, and it doesn't lead to solid impacts. Why is that? Well, if we all think now, as I'm stood here and we take the middle of my chest, the zip on my jacket here, my sternum's located there, and just towards target side is where the low point of my arc is going to be, where the club meets the ground. And with an iron shot, as I'm stood here on a par 3 or hitting into any hitting off any fairway with an iron or hitting any iron, what I want to be doing is getting ball then turf contact. Taking a divot is a good thing. Doesn't have to be the biggest divot of the world, it could be a little bruising of the ground, but we want to see that it is ball then turf. Now, where this low point happens is where this sternum's going to be. So as we saw in that one, as I sway back, it's quite significantly away from the golf ball firstly, and from being in front of where the golf ball would be. So the chances of me now getting back to actually getting it in front and getting that good strike are very, very limited. So the first exercise I want us to try and do, just to get awareness of where the sternum is and get a feeling for this, is we're going to take our setup and actually just make some little golf swings here. And as you can see now, my sternum's right in the middle of my feet and the club's bottoming out there. If I move forwards, it starts to bottom out towards my lead foot there. Now we see that it's actually bottoming out where in front of where the golf ball would be. And if I move backwards, we can see now that it's actually gone and I've lost my balance. So depending on where this is, that's where the club is going to bottom out. And the big problem, as we saw there, in my backswing, it moves significantly away from the golf ball. So let's give you a drill to try and get away from that. So all you're going to need, if you are at the range and you've got a cane, you can stick it through a basket, or sometimes you could just use your golf bag to stick behind you and actually use the head cover just as a little bit of a barrier. What we're going to do, we're going to imagine taking our setup now, and then we're going to take another club and we're going to place it grip side just in line with our trail foot there. So we'd see that there. There we go, nice in line. That would be in a good position. Then we're going to take our cane and we're going to place it a couple of inches inside there, just so it's poking back, just so it's sticking outside my hip here, my trail hip. I'll poke that in the ground and I've got this. Oh, it's poking the wrong way. Poke it this way a little bit more. There we go, nice position there. If you do want to pop a head cover or something on there that's going to allow you, if you do catch it, it's not going to impale you or anything like that. So from here, what is the drill? Let's peg another ball up from there. As we saw in that first one, I've bottomed out about 6 inches before the golf ball. As I'm here, what would start to happen is I'd force the cane away, and I'm starting to feel now that I'm actually pressing down on the grip with the outside of my foot. So as you see, my legs have gone a little bit bent, and my foot, my trail foot here, the actual insole of my shoe has raised up. That's not ideal. The weight is shifting away. The low point's now going to be behind the golf ball, and it's going to be tough for me to get forwards. What we want to try and do is actually load in to our trail heel by turning our hips and seeing that we would work inside the cane here a little bit more. I'm not swinging this way and getting a bit of a funky action going there. What I'm starting to do now is make a motion where, as I'm here, I feel that I'm almost going to try and squeeze down into my right heel. And as we do that, as we can notice now, I've not hit the club on the floor. I've got some room in between the cane and my thigh here, little flex left in my knee, and that's allowed me to load up, and the sternum is still pretty much on the golf ball, fractionally behind. But what it's allowing me to do from here now, because I'm in a good loaded position in this trail foot, I can now drive off, and as we see there, the sternum is going to get in front. So if you are someone who is swaying, and it will feel like a lot of your momentum and your weight is moving away from the target here, it feels like a big sway backwards, you'll feel that you're not actually working around the spot that you're on and turning and coiling up. It'll feel very lateral as you do it from side to side. We want to see that you can go through this drill. Create a good setup, turn inside the cane and feel that you're not rolling onto the club on the floor. Feel that you load that trail heel, allowing the sternum now to stay pretty centered. Once you've had a few of those and you're comfortable with it and you feel you can make a swing and start to actually get off in this position, we're going to go up, turn inside, I'm not on it, drive forwards. This is going to allow you to start to get better strikes as we go through. So let's give it a go from here. I'm going to take a good setup here, see that I'm just inside my cane. I'm going to turn and feel that I'm driving that trail heel into the ground while allowing my trail hip to start to turn. And from here, hopefully we see that I don't strike it 6 inches before the golf ball like I did on the other one. Good swing. Oh, beautiful. What a lovely golf shot. And the divot for me there, if we can just make it out, there was where the golf ball was, and my divot has started just an inch after the golf ball, so I've got a really solid compact strike. And again, for you watching at home, it won't have looked like I moved severely over to this side of the screen. It will have looked like I stayed centered and turned around myself on the spot and then drove into my follow through. So if you are someone who has a bad sway in the backswing, let's see that you can go through this drill. Like I say, cane in a basket, club out there, put something on the end so you don't impale yourself, and start to make these nice centered backswings and get that really centered, crisp, compact strike. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this week's lesson. If you have, do leave me a comment down below. Also, hit that like button for me. As well, guys, don't miss any future free golf lessons. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you can join me every week and improve your golf. Thanks for watching this lesson, and I'll see you in the next one.